Alright, so it's Mr. Blubs back again with another story. This one's gonna be pretty long. As I'm trying to go through it in my head, this is gonna take a little bit to explain, so we'll see how long the video is. But, anyways, let's just get started. Me and my friends were just gonna go hang out at my house for a little bit. We're going to just hang out at the pool, and that was pretty much the plan. And I'm sitting down at my computer, and I don't really know what's going on. This is all what I've heard from like my friends, because I heard a bunch of people yelling outside. And apparently, one of my friends told Elijah to slime people or something. I don't know. That's what I heard. Anyway, so he got an airsoft pistol and brought it to my house. And I had no idea, right? And so everyone's outside at the pool. I'm sitting on my computer. I'm writing something in Google Docs, and then I'm like, come outside because I had something to do. Elijah starts to shoot people using his airsoft rifle or airsoft pistol in my pool. And I'm hearing people like screaming and yelling and running around and saying, ow, ow. And I go outside and I ask like, oh, what's going on? What's going on? And apparently they all tell me, Elijah's shooting us and everything like that. And I don't think too much of it. They're dumb like that. So it's like, it's as long as it's outside and not my house, I don't really care. And so I kind of get back to whatever I was doing, trying to finish it up real quick. And apparently Elijah decides to shoot my friend Antonio like almost point blank, and Antonio gets so mad. Like, he's a freaking beast, bro. When you make him mad, like he's not gonna stop. All right, he will not stop until he makes things more than even. He will get back at you 2 times of what happened to him. So he goes up and asks me. I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he tells me, he's like, hey, so Elijah like shot me, bruh, and I gotta get him back. And he said, so can you tell me where your airsoft gun is so I can, shoot him? He's like, okay, fine. So I tell him where it's at. It's like this Uzi. It's like $400 gun. It's insane. It's like a full auto airsoft rifle. I tell him where it is, and he gets it, and he starts loading it and everything. And he's about to like pull up, and they all see the gun, like what he's holding, and it's huge. And everyone starts running. He starts trying to shoot at him, and he's shooting blanks because apparently there's no the gun was jammed. It wasn't working, but it sounded like it was working, so they were terrified. Elijah eventually locks himself up in my bathroom. He's there for like 30 minutes, and we're banging on his door, telling him to come out. You want to. We started shooting under the door frame and like getting his feet and started jumping up and everything, right? Because he's the one who started it. So we had to get him back. But eventually we get him out of the bathroom and everything, and everyone seems not well. Everyone's not cool. So Antonio has everyone comes outside to the back of my house, and they have the airsoft pistol, and they have to. He's getting his shots back, so he has Elijah just kind of stand there and just shoot Elijah point blank like 4 or 5 times to get even with him, and that was that, or at least that's what we thought. That was the end, right? Tony got his. He got back at Elijah. He shot him back like almost point blank. We thought it was fine, right? Nothing after that. But then I'm at work, right? A few days later, I'm at work, and I get a message on my phone from another one of my friends, Ivan, and he goes, hey, you want to pull up to Antonio's house? Because Antonio owns his own house, and he lives with Elijah. And he goes, you want to pull up to Antonio's house and then slime Elijah while he's sleeping? And I'm like, I'm so down. Like, I'm obviously I'm going to do this, right? Why wouldn't I do this? And so I pull up to Antonio's house after work, right? And I don't have my own airsoft gun because my thing was jammed or broken. I don't know what happened to it, but it was messed up. But Antonio, he was also in on it, of course, because it's his house, so he has to let us in and, let us do this stuff, because I'm pretty sure it was his original idea. I'm pretty sure he did tell Ivan to tell me about this, but I'm not entirely sure. That's just my theory here. But Antonio says he's going to supply me with his gun because he has a pistol airsoft gun. I get to the house, and Antonio lets us in and everything, and tells us, be quiet. And so we tiptoe over to his bedroom, and we start loading up the guns or whatever. And this sounds like a freaking gang thing, but it's not. Trust me, it's just airsoft. But anyways, so he supplies me with it. It's like a really cool looking one. It has like a it's not an actual suppressor, but it's like a plastic thing that makes it look like a suppressed pistol. It looks sick. And Ivan he went overkill. I'm pretty sure it's like some sort of Tommy gun. It was like a full auto rifle, and it had like hundreds of bullets just in it, right? And I'm like, there's no way Elijah's surviving this. There is no way. And so Antonio loves to do this thing, right? So we have to get into Elijah's room, and obviously it's locked. And Antonio, he knows how to do the slide a card through the door and then unlock different things just using like a credit card, like in the movies. And he slides the credit card through his door, like after like a minute of like fiddling with it, and then we slowly creak Elijah's door open, right? And it's so quiet, and we're aiming our guns at him. And then he starts shooting back at us. Elijah pulls out a pistol, and we thought he was sleeping, and he pulls out a freaking airsoft gun and starts shooting back at us as we went. I mean, we shot at him first, and he started shooting back at us. But I'm like, we're terrified. And he starts getting up and everything, and then we like slam the door shut, and we're terrified. And apparently, one of my other friends, we were telling him about it, and he said no, and then he told Elijah about it. Because I guess, I don't know, felt bad for Elijah. I mean, obviously. And then, he knew, and then he was just sleeping with his gun. But yeah, I mean, that's what happened. And so we're running back to Antonio's room and everything. We're trying to figure everything out. We're not in his room. We're just like outside in the hallway holding an angle on the door to make sure he doesn't come out. And at this point, we're like, okay, what are we doing, bro? Like, the whole point was to slime him and dip. But now he's got a gun, and now I feel like it's going to be a whole war. Elijah is he's got a lot of endurance, is what I learned from that night. And it was sort of back and forth, getting back in his room and everything. And eventually Elijah grabbed my gun out of my hand and then yoinked it and then slammed the door shut, and now is unarmed. So what we did to retrieve my gun back was we unlocked his door again, and we had someone slam into the door. Ivan hold an angle, and then I'm under a blanket trying to keep the door from shutting, and then Elijah steps over me and starts shooting at everyone, and everyone dips, and I get out from the blanket, grab my gun, I get shot like 2 or 3 times, and then slam his door shut again and dip to Antonio's room. And now at this point, Elijah got a whole angle in the hallway, or no, he changed locations. He's not in the hallway. He changed locations into this laundry room inside of the hallway, which is a little bit across from Antonio's room, right? And we come out of Antonio's room, and he starts shooting at us. We don't know where it's coming from. Eventually, we learn from the laundry room. And so now we're trying to slam into the laundry room and try to shoot Elijah. But then, right as we're slamming into it, he slams the door shut. My gun gets caught in the middle of it, and then it shatters. And so now, I am now 100% unarmed, because now this gun is no longer working. And now the only person that has a gun is Ivan, and then Elijah, of course, who's shooting back at us. And now we're cooked, right? And so at this point, like, okay, I want to go home. I'm so done. I'm so tired, right? I'm about like, it's enduring. Okay, you can't. It's hot in this house sometimes too. I was sitting behind the fan. We were trying to figure out a way, like, how are we gonna do this? How is this gonna end, right? No one's gonna stop until someone gives up. And I just wanna leave. All right, at this point, all right, it was 3 a.m. Okay, I'm not just like wimping out because I'm whipping out. It was 3 a.m. Okay, I was tired. I wanted to go to bed, and I can't sleep in there because I feel like Elijah would break into the room and start slamming us anyways. So we devise a way to get out of the house. Right? We grab a suitcase. So we use the suitcase, we open it up and use it as some sort of like riot shield. And then Ivan holding an angle while I'm holding this suitcase up. We sort of clear the hallway by just kind of looking out, and no one was there. Elijah wasn't in the laundry room. He wasn't in the bathroom, and we had no idea where he was. We thought, oh, okay, maybe he's back in his room or something and just holding an angle in there. And so what we decided to do is just to kind of slowly walk through the hallway, because Antonio's house is literally just a hallway with a bunch of stuff, and then outside of the hallway is just a kitchen and a living room, right? It's a very small house, and then inside the living room is just the door out. And so we'd have to go down the hallway and then go left to the living room and out the door. That was our plan, right? And we thought, because Elijah's room is actually in the hallway, so we have to get past Elijah's room in the hallway. And so as we're going past his room, I'm holding the suitcase in the direction of Elijah's room, because if he shoots at us, then it's going to hit the suitcase, right? So I don't get shot at. And apparently he was in the kitchen, which is on the right of the hallway. And his room is towards the end of the hallway as well. And he just jumps out of the shadows, tackles me, and then just slams the door shut. And now I'm locked in the room, and he's unloading on me. He's unloading his mag on me. And I'm on the floor, and I'm terrified, okay? This man, I felt like I was dying, even though it was little airsoft pellets, bro. Those hurt. especially when you're getting shot like a ton. Like, those hurt. And I'm like, okay, stop. And he goes, why should I stop shooting? Tell me, why should I stop shooting? And I'm like, wait, okay. I tell him, what if I told you who made this plan, right? What if I told you who set this up? And he's like, okay, fine. Who did it? And I tell him it was Ivan, right? Because he's the one who asked me. And he's like, all right then. And I tell him, am I free to go? And he's like, no, you're not free to go. And I'm like, what is it now? And he tells me, stand over there. I'm like, oh crap. Like, he's gonna shoot me. I know he is. He's gonna give me, I don't know how much, but he is. And he tells me, I ask him how much, and he says 4. And I'm like, okay, fine. Four shots. And he did it. I actually have a video of it. I might pull it up real quick so you can kind of see what I mean.
I'm right there by that bucket.
Okay, by that bucket. From my back?
Yeah. Go.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you hit me in the head, bro.
You have the right to leave. You can exit.
So he kind of shoots me 4 times in the back, and then 3 times in the back, and then 1 time in the head, and those hurt like a ton. Like, he wasn't even that far; it just hurt. And then he said, "You're free to go," and then I got out. And I can kind of pull up a video of kind of what happens after that.
Yvonne. We go. Oh. What did you do to me there? Not gonna lie, bro. I ratted you out. I said I was trying to you let me go. What the f? Dickhead. You're clear to leave. Wow. Holy bro. Oh my god. I'm out.
After we leave, we just we're tired, all right? We're worn out. We get home, we go to sleep. We're done, all right? And then we thought it was over, right? We thought, it wasn't over because now Elijah has some intention to do something to Ivan because Ivan's the one who planned it. And so now I was sort of waiting for that day, and that day did sort of come. We all go to Antonio's house, and we're all ready to watch a movie, right? And so we got, I think, 4 or 5 people in total with us. And Ivan, he's at work. And so we're all waiting for Ivan. And then we tell him, like, hey, why are you taking so long and everything? He's like, oh, I'm not doing it. He starts coming over. And then he's like, anyone going to slime me or something? Because he knows I told Elijah about it. And Elijah gets the idea to slime him because I think he sort of forgot about it or didn't think too much of it until Ivan mentioned it. And then he decided but he was telling us, like, no, I won't do it. And then we're about to go leaving for the movie theater, and Elijah stayed in the house for a little bit too long. And Antonio goes back in there to see what's up, and he comes back out, and he whispers to us, like, Elijah's getting his gun, bro. He's getting his airsoft gun. Like, he's getting it loaded. And I'm like, oh, crap. It's like, not in the movie theater, bro. Not in the movie theater of all places, man. And it's like there's no limitation on what you can do. So I'm trying to defend Ivan here, all right? This is my way of saying sorry for, spilling the beans and snitching on him. So I get in my car and I start driving him to the movie theater with me, and then everyone else is at Antonio's car or Antonio's or one of my other friends' cars. Anyway, so it's just me and Ivan in the car, and we're talking and everything. And we're kind of coming up with a plan on how we're gonna defend Ivan here at the movie theater, right? Because in my head, this is what I'm thinking. Elijah's gonna, walk up to the movie theater, but he's only gonna do it outside of the movie theater, right? But then he brings it inside, and he has a backpack. Or no, he doesn't have a backpack. He has these deep pockets, I'm pretty sure. And I know he has it in their pocket. And I think I asked Antonio to ask him, and he came back to me. He's like, yep, he has it. And we're like, oh my God. We get to the movie theater. We're watching the movie. I don't remember what movie we were watching, but I remember we were having a good time. And Ivan decides to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh crap, this is it. And so he walks up. And Elijah is starting to look up, and he reaches for his pocket, and he's about to shoot him, but he doesn't because it was too late. And Ivan comes back, and he's doing the same thing, but it's too late. So we're fine there, right? And now we're thinking, like, at the end of the movie, like, we gotta dip, right? Like, if we're because when you're done watching a movie, everyone just sits next to the bathroom. I've never watched the movie and had everyone not sit at the bathroom and everyone goes to the bath. Like, I've never had that not happen. So I knew that was probably going to happen, right? And so we all get up, and because credits roll and everything, and then me and Ivan just start running. We run out of the movie theater like crazy. We look like crazy. We look like we're about to die, because we are. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if Elijah was chasing us or anything. That's probably the fastest I ever ran with Ivan, because I know if I'm running with him, he's going to shoot me too. And so, and my like slide, I was wearing like slides and everything. It was really uncomfortable to run in. And it was terrifying. And I think it slipped off my foot. And I thought I had to run back to get it. And then, yeah, it was terrifying. I mean, I think we executed that pretty well, because we never ended up getting shot after the movie theater. Like, we went back home. We were in my car, and then we were trying to beat Elijah home. He was like racing. The car he was driving was really fast. I tried to speed past him, but he just immediately went further than me. I'm like, oh crap, okay. So I can't get back to the house first, and then I can put Ivan, because he drove in his own car. So we got to get back to the house, and he has to get back in his car. And we thought the process of him leaving my car, he'd get slimed. And so I'm trying to do the best of course of action here is when we get back into Antonio's driveway. Of course, Elijah's there first, and he's out of the car. And so Ivan is sitting in my car, and they're all surrounding us, like banging on my windows, and I'm like, oh crap. And they're like saying, like, come out, no, it's fine, until we get Elijah to take his gun out and then leave it on the ground and then step away from it or something to prove that he's not going to slime us. And then Ivan gets out of his car and he drives away. But that night was terrifying. All right, I feel like that could have gone one or two ways. I think there could have been a whole airsoft rifle battle inside of the movie theater, right? Or at least a whole murder, pretty much, because of Elijah. But that was insane. I think the people I hang out with are pretty stupid. But, that's what makes it so fun, to the point where they have to bring a freaking airsoft rifle to the movie theater. I don't know if there's a war continuing on at this point. This is actually fairly recent, like about a month or two ago. Anyways, it was a great time, all in all, except for the fact that I was at Antonio's house till like 3 a.m. trying to escape, because Elijah was holding an angle like on the hallway and keeping us from leaving until we were finally almost saw victory. And then he tackled me just like crazy. Holy, bro, that was a really interesting course of events. I mean, yeah, that's the airsoft war story. Maybe if there's more stuff in the future with something that happens, I'll give an update, like Airsoft War Part 2, or I don't know. I feel like it's a norm now for us to shoot each other, unfortunately. But if there is a moral to this story, if you slime your friends, don't think that it will end up not being a war. Okay? Don't, as in slime, with an airsoft gun, don't actually do that, please. That's not what I'm saying. But if you get your friend, whether it be a Nerf gun or an airsoft or a BB gun, anything along those lines, expect for war. All right, you gotta prepare. All right, but or maybe just not do it at all, because those they do hurt quite a lot. And if you don't want to get shot by it, then I suggest you don't. Or paint. If someone really did wrong, I feel like a paintball gun, I think that's definitely a line over the line, because you're making a mess inside the house at that point. All right, you're gonna have to clean that up, I bet. But it's up to y'all, up to anyone on how they want to do it. But don't slime your friends, unless you're willing to run the consequences, because you will get shot back. All right, trust me, it will happen. Unless you're not, then that's fairly sad that you really did hurt your friend and then he never fought back. That's a very, very unfortunate. But anyways, I'm dragging this on too long. This video is probably like 10 to 20, I want to say 15 minutes. But yeah, hey, have an amazing rest of your day. Again, more of the story. Just don't slime your friends, all right? Please. All right? Yeah. Mr. Blubs out.